It's been a while. Yeah, it's definitely been a while. I probably made a video in, I don't know, a week or two. I was writing in my book about a feeling that I was feeling the other day. I was writing about my emotions because the other day I had like a rough day. And normally I don't have rough days, but that day was rough. And it was rough emotionally and mentally. It wasn't anything else. It was just I had some very strong feelings, and ultimately I had to take accountability for why I was feeling the way that I was feeling. And what it came down to is, if you don't want to, whatever it is you want in life, you have to commit to it. You can't half step. If you half step, your heart ain't in it. You know, your mind could be in it, but your heart got to be in it too. It can't just be your mind. It's like you have a thought, that's one aspect, but then your body and the action is like a whole nother aspect within itself. But the thought and the action together is what will help you get to the end result, to your goal. So commitment is pretty much what I guess what I came to the understanding, like through writing. Like I realized that I have to commit. If you straddling the fence, then it's a lot easier for things to slide in and bother you. You know what I'm saying? And knock you off of what you got going on. But my faith got to stay strong throughout everything. You can't lose sight of the Most High, man. And everybody may not agree. That's fine, whatever. But for me, I felt like the only reason why I had that rough day was because I lost sight of the Most High. I lost sight of God. My faith. And not that I just was discouraged about anything, but I just did not focus on what I knew I should have focused on in that moment. I allowed myself to dwell in different spaces mentally and spiritually, and I knew better. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew like I wasn't supposed to be frustrated the way that I was frustrated. So I was working on not being frustrated like that. I was trying to, stay away from people. I was trying to just, I knew better. But you know how it be, man. When you in that space, it's real hard to stop yourself from being in that space while you're already in it. You kind of just want to sit in that. You don't want to go into any other space. It's hard to allow yourself to be joyful in moments where you highly irritated. And I was trying to make myself, be a little bit more joyful, but I couldn't fake it. So, the best thing I could do was pray and stay away from people, and that's what I did. Ultimately, by the end of that night, I was okay. But it's been a while since I felt that way. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I realized that on this journey of life, whatever it is that we want, whether it's to not feel a certain kind of way, whether it's to achieve a certain goal, whether it is to become a certain way, whatever it is, you have to commit to it. You have to commit. Everything requires commitment. That's how everything got here. All these books, people sat and committed to finishing them. My mom and daddy committed to making me. Your mom and daddy committed to making you. In that moment where it's like you can stop or you can go. For the most part, it was commitment made in that. So we are made out of commitment. We're made out of commitment. So that's what life requires of us when we want something out of life. It's the same as if you want something out of a bubblegum machine. You're gonna put a quarter in there and you're gonna get your candy back. Okay, that quarter in a sense is like your commitment. Commitment is you commit on so many different planes. You don't just commit like with your body, you commit with your mind, your body, your spirit, all those aspects. You have to think different if you want a different life. You have to eat different if you want a different physique. It's all tied in, Ultimately, whatever it is that you want to do in your life, you have to commit to it. And a lot of people nowadays are not really committed to much. They're barely committed to themselves, And I wrote something a while ago, and it was like, if you committed to God, then you'll be like, it's going to trickle down. Your commitment to the Most High is going to inspire your commitment to yourself, which will inspire your commitment to other people and other things. So it's just like, off that one relationship, you got the most sacred relationship that any of us could have. By you committed to that relationship, it's going to follow you throughout your existence. You're going to implement that same commitment into everything else. And your faith is what's going to guide you, You're going to walk in that faith, regardless of if it's dark or not. If you can't see what's up ahead, you just going to stand in that faith because it's like you already done jumped in. So at this point, walk it. I used to have an issue with the whole, like believing in the Most High and just things like that. I was at war within myself. And one of the things that made it so hard for me was you have some people that say, you God, and then whatever you say is what it is. Whatever you do is what it is, and, all that kind of stuff. So if you make your mind up and you be real logical people succeed. So you may acquire riches or wealth or whatever, and that is like, people take that as being God. And, I question, like, man, I'm praying and I can't see what I'm praying to. And I can't say that I'm getting a response back in the way that I was expecting to get a response back. So with all of that, what if I'm wrong? What if me, choosing to adhere to something higher than myself? What if I'm crazy? What if I go my whole existence foolish? And it's one of those things where it's like you can't straddle the fence and you gotta pick one. So I did a little bit of both. I had a period of time where I wasn't so committed. I wasn't praying. I wasn't acknowledging. I wasn't doing anything. I was just man, I was just living life. I was going through them phases like everybody else. Oh, I'm spiritual and the universe and ancestors and all of that. And ultimately, after 10 years, I feel like I'm back where I started, but with a whole new knowledge. It's not about me being God. It's not about me being in control. I don't care to have power over people, over just in general. I just don't care for none of that. My life is mine. So I'm sorry. My life is my life. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, I know God. I know God. I don't speculate if God exists anymore. I don't debate with myself anymore about none of that. Like, I know. And for a while, I was kind of still feeding into it. But then it's like I always had experiences that just like, hey, man, you, like what you, okay, all right. and it just keep happening. It's like, dang, like, all right. So it's like at a certain point, you just like, whatever, man. You just go with it. You got it. If I'm wrong, if I'm right, I don't know. I'll find out when that day comes. But what I can do is live my life to the best of my ability. That's what I can do. I can inspire to be the best version of myself. And if me believing in God will guide me on that path of being the best version of myself and others, then that's what it is. I'm committed to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. That's just that. We got a life. We got one life. What we gonna do with it while we here? You know. So ultimately, for me, I just want to be a positive influence on the people that's here, and when I leave, whoever is here, you know, I just want my life to. I want people to be able to learn from my existence. You know, hopefully, I live long enough to gain enough knowledge that'll be beneficial for whoever is to come after me. You know, but it is what it is, man. I'm committed to my family. I'm committed to my lifestyle. I'm committed to the Most High. I'm committed to myself. We have to commit. We have to. If we want anything out of this existence, commitment is something that we must do. You know, ain't no excuses. You can't half step, because when you half step, the only thing you get is just half of whatever it was that you was seeking. So don't half step. If you put your all into it, then you will get, you know, in return you will be blessed like that, because it's like the sacrifice. It's like you sacrifice, you know, and this is what you get in return for having your faith, keeping your faith. You know, when you can't see what's up ahead, when you don't know, just keep your faith, man. So commit. Whether you believe in God, if you don't believe in God, universe, whatever you want to call it, just commit to yourself, commit to life, commit to something that's higher than yourself. And everything that you want in this life, I believe, will come to you. But if you don't commit, then I mean, you know, you can't expect much of your experience. So that's it. That's all I got today. Yeah, y'all take it easy. Hope y'all enjoyed y'all weekend. And I got some news that I'll be sharing with y'all here in a few weeks. So yeah, y'all be safe out there.